Hello again, baseball fans, and welcome to another exciting game of the Apba Baseball Master Game here on the Tiger Bob Broadcasting Network. Today we have Game 3 of the 1993 World Series. Philadelphia headed home after winning the first two games in Toronto, and they're heading home with a 2-0 lead. Winning the first game 8-5 with a whole bunch of power with 5 home runs. And they win the second game in 11 innings, a wild 11-inning affair where they held on and won that one 8-7. So we got a big one here today. Veteran Stadium, it is filling up. Looks like they might have over 60,000 people here today at the ballpark. And we got a good pitching matchup today with 19-game winner Pat Hentgen of the Toronto Blue Jays going up against 12-game left-hander with some World Series experience, Danny Jackson. So we get ready for Game 3. We got the managers of the teams and we got the umpires meeting at home plates, and they're going over the ground rules of the park today. And one of the rules is, being we are in the National League Park, we will not have DHs. So Toronto had to make a big decision. We're going down their lineup in a minute here to see what they chose to do. So no DHs today in the National League Park. And that's what they're doing back then. Depending with the National League, there was no DHs. The American League, there was DHs. So we'll see what Toronto has in store here as we go down the batting order. Batting order for Toronto will be leadoff hitter, left field, Rickey Henderson. Batting number 2, center fielder, Duane Ward. Batting third at first base, Paul Molitor, as he took first base and Johnny Olerud's out of the game. Batting fourth in right field will be Joe Carter. Batting fifth, second baseman Bobby Alomar. Batting sixth, shortstop Tony Fernandez. Batting seventh, third baseman Ed Sprague. Pat Borders is doing the catching. And batting ninth will be the pitcher, Pat Hentgen. And they'll be going up against a left-hander from San Antonio, Texas, Danny Jackson. He was 12-11 in the regular season with a 3.77 earned run average. He's a grade 9 lefty, has a move to first +1, and he has a G for a home run rating. So we get ready for pitch. Rickey Henderson stepping in the batter's box. Philadelphia's defense out there, they're a 37-31, so they're fielding 2 team, and they're fielding 2 infield. So Danny Jackson all warmed up. Rickey Henderson up to bat, and here's the first pitch of the game. Rickey Henderson, 55, is a 8. Off to lefty, he's a +5. That's going to be a base hit. Rickey Henderson's on first base. And Toronto is off and running already. And I'm so happy you're here. Hopefully you can stick around and enjoy some Apba Master Game Baseball. Rickey Henderson is a D33, so he can only steal with 1 or 2 outs. So up steps Duane Ward. Danny Jackson pitching to the switch hitter, hitting right-handed. Duane Ward. 12-29. That is a comebacker to the pitcher. Danny Jackson's a 1 on defense, 25 on a 1 pitcher. Pitch him in the fielding 2. So we got 29, fielding 2, held on, same as fielding 1. Fielder's choice, runner out, pitcher to short. Nice play by Danny Jackson, as he got Rickey Henderson out at second base. Now with 1 out, we got Duane Ward on first base. He's a D34. So the D34, then we got Danny Jackson with a +1, and we got the catcher. We got Daulton with a +1. So we got a 32 chance of stealing, 32 out of 36, and you can go with 1 out. So if they choose, if they choose to steal, it'll be 11 through 62. He'll be a safe. Paul Molitor's in the batter's box, and there he goes. Duane Ward trying to steal to second base, and he's going to be safe at second base. 54 will be safe. So Toronto has a runner in scoring position already. And Paul Molitor still in the batter's box. Danny Jackson, the lefty, delivers to Molitor. He's 4 for 9 so far in the World Series. Molitor, 16-28. Ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop's an 8. 45's going to put him in fielding 2. So 28, fielding 2, shortstop. Runner holds, short to first. Nice play. Holds it a runner. We got 2 away. the man on second base, and up steps Joe Carter. And Joe Carter had a big home run in yesterday's game. It was a game-tying home run when Toronto was on a bit of a tear there. So here's the pitch. Danny Jackson to Joe Carter. 56-34. Pops it up on the infield. Who's under it? Second baseman calling for it. Duncan makes that catch. Toronto threatens and cannot score. And we're going to the bottom of the first. Toronto 0 and Philadelphia coming to bat. So we'll go down to Philadelphia batting order. Leading off will be center fielder Lenny Dykstra. Batting second will be the hot-hitting Mariano Duncan. Batting third, first baseman Johnny Kruk. Third baseman batting fourth, Dave Hollins. Batting fifth, the catcher Darren Daulton. Batting sixth, right field Jim Eisenreich. Seventh in left field Pete Incaviglia. Eighth, the shortstop Kevin Stocker. And batting ninth will be the pitcher Danny Jackson. And they're going up against the right-hander from Detroit, Michigan, Pat Hentgen. He was 19-9 on the regular season with a 3.87 earned run average. He's a grade 12. As I said, he's a righty. He has no pitching modifiers and no move to first, so he's just a straight 12. So Lenny Dykstra stepping in. Hentgen all warmed up. And here we go. Lenny Dykstra, 22. 22 is a 0. Second dice roll, 26 is a 6. That ball's going to drop right on the right field line, and Lenny Dykstra is going to get into second base with a lead-off double. And here comes the Phillies again. They're up 2-0. They've scored 8 runs in each of the first 2 games, so they've been scoring a lot of runs. Up steps Mariano Duncan. Hentgen delivers to Duncan. 36-33. High fly on the infield. Backing up a few steps is the shortstop Fernandez. Makes the catch. 1 out in the inning. Now batting is Johnny Kruk. Both these teams are hoping to get a little bit of length out of their pitchers as the bullpens got pretty depleted the first 2 games, but they did have a day off yesterday. Johnny Kruk, man on second base, 1 out. 56-14, ball 4. Johnny Kruk coaxes the base on balls. Phillies. Dykstra on second. Kruk on first. Coming up the bat is third baseman David Hollins. He's 3 for 8 so far. Righty to the left-hand hitting Hollins. 23's a 26. Pops that one. Little blooper out to the second baseman. Grabs it. Nice play by Bobby Alomar. Second out of the inning. As Hentgen trying to navigate through this lineup in the first inning. And up steps Darren Daulton. 3 for 8 so far. 2 for 8. 2 for 8 so far. Did have a double. Hentgen to the left-hand hitting Daulton. 65-35. First and second. Pops it up. Fall territory. First baseman come over. Catcher going over. Borders throws his mask away. Makes the catch. So in the bottom of the first, Philly gets a couple base runners, cannot score, and we're going to the second inning. And we are scoreless. And leading off will be batting number 5 today. Will be Bobby Alomar. Alomar so far is 1 for 7. Danny Jackson pitching to the switch hitter, hitting right-handed. Bobby Alomar, 34-31, fly ball, center field. Dykstra, back a few steps under it, makes the catch. 1 away. Now batting is Tony Fernandez. Fernandez is 2 for 8 so far with 1 RBI. Danny Jackson pitching in a lot of switch hitters. We're hitting right-handed. 16-28, ground ball Stocker. Easy play over the first. 2 up and 2 away in the Blue Jay. Second inning. And up steps Ed Sprague. He has the 1 home run. He's 4 for 8 so far, and he had a big home run back in game 1. Danny Jackson pitching to the right-handed. Eddie Sprague, 45-14. He pitching a little bit careful to him. He walks him. So we got 2 outs. Man on first, and up steps the catcher, Pat Borders. Jackson delivers to Borders. 16's a 28. Ground ball to the shortstop. Going to be fielding 3, so Stocker's going to grab it. Throw it to first. Got him out. And we are going to the bottom of the second. We are scoreless. And leading off is the right-hander, Jimmy Eisenreich. 2 for 9 in the series so far. Hentgen gets the sign, the windup, and the delivery to Eisenreich. 41-28. Shortstop. Fernandez. Nice play. Over to first. Got him. 1 away. Bottom of the second. And up steps Pete Incaviglia. He had a home run just inside the foul pole in the last game. So he's 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Hentgen. Incaviglia. 13's a 14. He draws a base on balls. Not the most fleet of foot. Up steps Kevin Stocker. Incaviglia. Small lead on first base. Hentgen peers in to get the sign. Pitch into the switch hitting Stocker. Stocker hitting left-handed. 36-14. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks here in the second inning. It's Hentgen just in trouble. So now we got 1 out, 2 on, and Danny Jackson, he is going to try and bunt. 23. 23's a 26 on the sacrifice. Nice sacrifice right to the third baseman. Grabs it. Second baseman covering first. And that is a nice sacrifice bunt by Danny Jackson. Assist. Third base. Put out. Second base. Do all my scoring here on the Ball Score Ball Stat program. I've been using it for about 10 years, and I really like it. It's really an awesome program. So now we got top of the order. Lenny Dykstra up, second and third with 2 outs. Can Hentgen get out of this situation here? He appears in to get the sign. To the set, he delivers to Dykstra. 46-13, he paints the outside corner. Dykstra swings and misses, strikes him out. And that is it here in the bottom of the second inning. Both teams keep threatening, but nobody has done the scoreboard yet, and we're going to the top of the third inning. Scoreless, and up steps Pat Hentgen. We got a American League pitcher trying to hit. Jackson delivers to Hentgen. 44 is a 9. Off the lefty, he's a +5. Wow, so the 9's going to drop down to a 4. Hentgen's going to get a base hit. Them American League pitchers, every once in a while, they get a base hit. So now Hentgen's on first base. And up steps Rickey Henderson. Danny Jackson to the right-handed Rickey Henderson. 52's a 27. Third baseman. Third baseman Hollins is a 3. 16 on a 3 third baseman. That is going to put him in fielding 1. Hollins grabs it over to Duncan, over the Kruk. Double play. Nicely done. So 2 away here at the top of the third. And up steps Devon White. He got on a fielder's choice the first time up, and he stole a base. Danny Jackson, lefty to right hand hitting. Devon White, 56-34. Little blooper, shortstop grabs it in the air. That is the third out of the inning. Started with some promise when the pitcher got the hit. But he got wiped out on the double play, so we're going bottom of the third. We are scoreless. And we have Mariano Duncan up the bat. He is 6 for 12 so far in the World Series. Hentgen delivering to Duncan. 13 is a 39. 39's an RP board. Dice roll on the RP board is a snake eyes. That'll be something. 39 snake eyes. That's a 4. Center field. So Duncan hitting out to Dykstra. Center field. No. Duncan hitting out to White. Center field. He's a 3. Big dice. Big dice 23. That'll put him in fielding 1. Fly out. Center field. Nice defense out there. 1 away. Now we got Johnny Kruk. What do you do? His first time up, he got a base on balls. Hentgen delivering. to Johnny Kruk. 33 is a 0. 24 is a 6. That ball's a line drive over the second baseman's head between the center fielder and right fielder to the wall. And Johnny Kruk pulls into second base with a double. So he's kind of average speed. He is 7 speed, so he's not the slowest guy out there. So with 1 out, we got a man on second base, Johnny Kruk, and up steps Hollins, the switch hitter, hitting left-handed. 43 is a 29. That's back to the pitcher. 41 on the 2 pitcher. That's going to be fielding 1. Great. Out. Runner to third. First baseman to the pitcher covering. We got 2 outs. Runner on third, and up steps Daulton. Once again, threatening. Both these teams have been threatening quite a bit. Here's the pitch. Left-hand hitting. Daulton. 46-13. Stood there like the house on the side of the road and watched that one go by. And that is it here in the bottom of the third. We're going top of the 4th inning. This game is scoreless. And leading off will be Paul Molitor, playing first base from St. Paul, Minnesota. Left-handed Jackson, right-handed Molitor. 34-31, fly ball, center field Dykstra. Over in the gap, left center, under it. Makes the catch. 1 away. Now batting is Joe Carter. He's the RBI guy, 121 in the regular season. He has 2 in the World Series so far. Danny Jackson pitching to Joe Carter. 46-13, hooked him with the curveball, struck him out. 2 away. Bobby Alomar, number 5 hitter from Puerto Rico, hitting right-handed. 63-31, little line drive right at the center fielder Dykstra. He grabs it. Easy inning, nothing across in the top of the 4th. And we're going to the bottom of the 4th. Game remains scoreless. Up steps Jimmy Eisenreich, left-hand hitter, first time up, grounded out short to first. Hentgen, the right-hander, delivers to Eisenreich, 62-62, 32, fly ball right field. Joe Carter, under it, makes the catch. 1 away in the Philadelphia 4th inning, and up steps Pete Incaviglia from Pebble Beach, California. A lot of nice golf courses out there. Hentgen delivers to Incaviglia. 15 is at 8. Incaviglia's handicap 3, so 12 becomes a 15. That's going to be a fly ball, right field. Carter under that one makes the catch. That'll be 2 away. And up steps the shortstop, Kevin Stocker. Pat Hentgen delivers to Stocker, 34-31, fly ball. White grabs it. 3 fly balls in a row. We are going to top of the 5th inning. This game is scoreless. Each team has 2 hits. Leading off is Tony Fernandez. What's he done? He grounded out short to first his first time up. Danny Jackson pitching to the switch hitting Tony Fernandez. 34-31. Everybody's flying out to center field here. 1 away. Now we got Ed Sprague. First time up, he got a base on balls. Danny Jackson to Ed Sprague. 42. 42's a 13. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Danny Jackson, second strikeout. Ed Sprague, disgruntled, walks back to the dugout. And up steps the catcher, Pat Borders. As Toronto has to get something going, trailing 2-0 in the World Series. They got to get some offense here. Pat Borders, 31. 31's a 9. Off the lefty, he's a -2. So the 9 goes up to an 11. That is going to be an out on the grade. It's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Kevin Stocker grabs it over to first. And we're going to the bottom of the 5th inning here in Philadelphia Veterans Stadium in an intense game. Leading off is Danny Jackson as the Phillies. I think it's got the 2 hits. Hentgen delivers. But Danny Jackson, 56, 56, 13. He didn't even take the bat off the shoulder. Struck out on 3 pitches. He looked like he didn't even want to be up there. It was surprising because last time he laid down a beautiful bunt. Now batting is Lenny Dykstra. 1 out in the 5th. Top of the order. He has a double and a strikeout. Hentgen to the left-hand hitting. Nails Dykstra. 34, 31. Line drive. Deep in the gap between left and center. Devon White over. Oh, what a running catch by Devon White. He robbed him of extra bases here. Oh, boy, that's a web gem. Now we got 2 outs. Bases empty, and up steps Mariano Duncan. Started out red hot. Now he's been slowing down a little bit the last game and a half. Hentgen delivers to the right-handed. Duncan, 14-30. Pops it up. Left fielder Henderson coming in a couple steps. Makes the catch. And we are going to the top of the 6th inning. This game remains scoreless. Danny Jackson pitching. Pat Hentgen up the bat. Singled his first time up. What can the pitcher do? 54-32. Fly ball. He made contact. Eisenreich comes in a couple steps. Makes the catch. American League pitcher making some contact. Now batting is Rickey Henderson. Rickey Henderson singled, and then he bounced into a 5-4-3 double play. Danny Jackson to the right hand hitting. Rickey Henderson, 54-32. Fly ball over to Eisenreich. Easy play. 2 away. And up steps Devon White. This game is really moving along. Danny Jackson pitching to the right hand hitting. Devon White, 46-13. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That is the 3rd strikeout for Danny Jackson today. And he is through 6. And we're going to the bottom of the 6th. This game remains scoreless. And here comes the Phillies. They got the heart of the order. They got Kruk, Hollins, and Daulton coming up to bat. Pat Hentgen to the left-hand hitting. Johnny Kruk, 43-29. Little comebacker. Hentgen got it. Underhand toss to first. Kruk is out by a step. Now batting is David Hollins. With 1 out, bottom of the 6th. He's 0 for 2 today. Popped out to second base and bounced out to first base. Here we go. 15. 15 is an 8. He's a -3 off the righty, so 12 becomes a 15. Fly ball, right field. Easy play. Joe Carter. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Coming up to bat now is Darren Daulton, the left-hander from Arkansas City, Kansas. Hentgen delivers to Daulton. 15 is an 8. He's a +2. So the 12 drops to a 10. That ball's going to drop into right field. Daulton. He gets the 3rd hit today for the Phillies. He's an R35. They are going to hold him on first base. And up steps Jimmy Eisenreich. What can Eisenreich do? With 2 on. With 2 outs and 1 on. Hentgen pitching to the left-hand hitting. Jimmy Eisenreich. 21's a 30. Fly ball, Rickey Henderson. Back a couple steps. Under it, makes the catch. And we are through 6. And we're getting ready to go to the top of the 7th inning. This game remains scoreless. And leading off here for Toronto in the top of the 7th inning will be first baseman Paul Molitor. Ground out, fly out, Danny Jackson. He's a grade 9 hitter, grade 9 pitcher, and he has his 6 consecutive innings, so he goes up to a grade 14. So Danny Jackson throwing a gem. He's on a roll. He's up to a grade 14, and up steps Paul Molitor. 61 is a 37. That's an RP board. Snake Eyes on the 37. Wow. That's twice got the Snake Eyes on the RP board. Snake Eyes on the 37. That's a 2. That ball is hit to the left fielder, Incaviglia. Oh boy, Incaviglia is going to be fielding 3. So let's see what we got going on there. This could be bad. Using the big dice. The big dice. They'll be fielding 3. Single to left. Incaviglia bobbles it. And Molitor is going to make it to second base. So they are in business now with a runner on second base. Got a sign in there. Air left field. That's a second air for Incaviglia in the series so far. He does have the 1 home run. So nobody out. Man on second base, and up steps Joe Carter. Danny Jackson, the lefty. Joe Carter, the righty. Here's the pitch. 45-14. He walks Joe Carter. Toronto. 2 men on base, and up steps Bobby Alomar. Getting pretty intense. Crowd getting pretty silent here. Danny Jackson peers into the sign. To the set. He delivers. To the right hand hitting Bobby Alomar. 43-29. That's going to be a pitcher. 13's going to put him in fielding 1. So first and second. 29. Fielding 1. It is grabbed by Jackson. He fires it around to Stocker over to first. Double play. What a huge double play. 2 outs. Now we got the runner on third base. Molitor's on third base with 2 outs. As they're trying to get out of this inning. Danny Jackson trying to get through 7. Trying to get to the 7th inning stretch here. And up steps Tony Fernandez. Danny Jackson delivers to Tony Fernandez. 35 is a 14. He walks him. So the plot thickens. First and third. 2 outs. Now batting. Ed Sprague, and there's a mound visit. So I think the pitching coach just want to let Danny Jackson know there's a lot at stake here. So first and third, 2 outs, runners held on. Up steps Ed Sprague. Jackson to the set. He delivers. 56-34. Little fly ball out. Left field. Coming in strong. Incaviglia makes the catch. Pete Incaviglia caught that one. And that is it here in the top of the 7th inning. And we're going to the bottom of the 7th. The 7th inning stretch here. Scoreless. At this point, as we go to the 7th inning stretch, we're going to take me out to the ball game. I'll ask you at this point in time, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, if you could, if you like the content. I did a lot of golf on there. Did football, some hockey, and some Hall of Fame baseball games, and a lot of World Series is. So just enjoy the rest of the Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Get back, let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
So here we are, bottom of the 7th. We remain scoreless. Each team has 3 hits. We got Pete Incaviglia, Kevin Stocker, and then the pitcher due up, Danny Jackson. Hentgen still on the mound, looking strong. So here we go. Hentgen pitching to Pete Incaviglia, looking for something he can drive out of here. 31 is a 9. Incaviglia is a -3, so 12 becomes a 15. Base hit. Incaviglia drops one into left field. And I think we're looking for a pinch runner. So pinch runner will be Milt Thompson. He's a speed of 16. He's E27. And he'll stay in and play left field. So we got Milt Thompson on first base with some decent speed. And up steps Kevin Stocker. At this point in time, Stocker just going to swing away. Switch hitter, hitting left-handed. 25 is an 8. Against a righty, he's a -5. So the 12 becomes a 17. With a man on first, 17, 8, 34, pops it up on the infield. Easy play for the shortstop, Fernandez. Big out. Now what we're looking at doing is so it looks like Danny Jackson's going to stay in there, and he's going to try and get the bunt down. And Thompson, he's an E, so he can steal. And he has a 27 out of 36, but then we got the +1 for the catcher. Moved to first +0, so he has a 26 out of 36 chance of stealing. So 11 through 52, if they decide to steal, he has 11 to 52 chance of stealing. So as of right now, Danny Jackson trying to get the bunt down. And there goes Thompson. He's trying to steal second base. 11 to 52. He's going to be safe. 12. He's going to be safe. And then a 6. 22 on the wild throw. No wild throw. So stolen base for Thompson. What a huge stolen base. See if that changes the strategy at all here for Philadelphia. Their wheels are turning now with the runner on second base. They're going to bring in yesterday's DH. They're bringing in Rickey Jordan. He's coming in here to pinch hit with a man on second base in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out. And Hentgen, he appears in. They get the sign. He goes to the set. He delivers to Jordan. 26-13 struck him out. Oh, what a nasty looking pitch. So now we got 2 away here. And up steps Lenny Dykstra. Can Dykstra get the big base hit to put Philadelphia ahead? Or can Hentgen get out of trouble? Here's the wind. He's to the set. He delivers to Dykstra. 16-28 ground ball to the shortstop Fernandez. Makes the play. Cannot score. Now Danny Jackson's out of the game. And let's see who we're going to be bringing in to pitch. So coming in to pitch for Philadelphia here and making his 3rd appearance of the series here is Larry Henderson. He's pitched 2 innings the first game. Then on Sunday night he pitched 1 inning, 1/3 of an inning. So he's coming here to pitch his 3rd game of the series. Anderson, he is a grade 13 pitcher with an X and a Y. He's in the pitch. And we're leading off for Toronto here in the top of the 8th. Will be Pat Borders. So Anderson, the righty. Borders, the righty. Wind up, delivery. Borders, 32 is a 12. That's a little chopper to the first baseman. Race to the bag. Kruk beats him to the bag. 1 away here in the top of the 8th inning. This is so different than the other 2 games have been. Due up to bat now is Pat Hentgen. We'll see if there's going to be a change. So with 1 out, coming in to pinch hit will be the left-hand hitting Johnny Olerud, the .363 hitter in the regular season. See if he cannot get on base or maybe even drive one out of here. Larry Anderson gets its sign. He delivers to Olerud. 42 is a 9. Off the righty, he's a +3. Off the right-hander, so the 13 becomes a 10. 42, a 9 off the grade 10. That'd be a fly ball center field. Dykstra under it. Makes the catch. Now we got 2 away in the 8th inning. And up steps Rickey Henderson. Which one of these teams are going to break through and get a run? Larry Anderson pitching to Rickey Henderson. 32 is a 12. That's the chopper to the first baseman, Johnny Kruk. About 2 foot off the bag, grabs it. Touches the bag. And now we are going to bottom of the 8th inning. This game remains scoreless. Coming in to pitch for Toronto will be Mark Eichhorn making his 3rd appearance. He pitched 1/3 of an inning the first game. He pitched 2 innings the last game. But then we had the day off, so he's good to go here for maybe an inning. So he's coming in to pitch here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll be going up against Duncan, Kruk, and Hollins. Eichhorn is a grade 15 with a Y and a Z. He's a right-hander from San Jose, California. So he's all warmed up. Here's the pitch to Duncan. 46-13. Strikes out Duncan. As of right now, only 7 hits in the game. Philadelphia has 4 hits and Toronto has 3. Let's flip the right cards here. Now batting is Johnny Kruk, the Krukster. He has a walk, a double, and a bounce out. 15 is a 10. Off the right-hander, he's a +2. So the 15 becomes a 13. A 10 off the grade 13 That is going to be a single. Center field. Johnny Kruk's on first base. Philadelphia has a base runner. 2-0 lead, and now they got a base runner here. In the bottom of the 8th, and up steps the cleanup hitter, David Hollins. David Hollins, switch hitter, hitting left-handed. Eichhorn delivers to Hollins. 61's a 30. That's a little flare out the left field, but right under it is Rickey Henderson. That looked like it might drop in, and Rickey Henderson makes the catch. 2 away here. Coming up the bat now is Darren Daulton. 2 outs. Man on first base. Here's the pitch. Righty to the lefty. Darren Daulton, 43-29. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And we're going to the 9th inning, and this game remains scoreless. So Larry Anderson, he's a Q3 with an asterisk with his durability. And I let those guys go up to a maximum of 7 batters faced. And right now he's only faced 3 batters, so he's still good to go here for the second inning of relief work. And up steps Devon White against a right-hander, Anderson. White, 56-34. Y-man struck him out. 1 away here in the top of the 9th. Scoreless game. The crowd is on pins and needles. Up steps Paul Molitor. Anderson pitching to Paul Molitor. 36 is a 14. That's up high, and Paul Molitor coaxes a walk. So now Molitor's on first base with 1 out, and up steps Joe Carter. Suspense in the ballpark right now. Molitor's a stolen base threat, but with Joe Carter up, they'll probably just let him swing away. Larry Anderson to the set. He delivers to Joe Carter. 51. 51 is a 9. Off the righty, he's a -3. So 13 goes to a 16. A 9 off the grade 16. That is going to be an infield hit. He beat it out at first base, and we got 2 base runners here for Toronto in the top of the 9th inning. And coming up to bat is the switch hitter, Bobby Alomar. And we got the catcher going out to talk to the pitcher for a moment here. Just trying to settle him down. Also, out comes the pitching coach. And let's see what's going to happen here. They decide they're going to make a pitching change. They're going to take out Anderson, and they're going to bring in David West, a left-hander with an A, X, and a W. He's a grade 15 lefty, bringing him into face Bobby Alomar, as Bobby Alomar does tend to struggle with the left-handers a little bit. Alomar is a -13. So David West is a 15. He's going to go up to 20 to the first batter, plus at the handicap. So with Alomar up, he is a grade 30 pitcher. So first and second, 1 out, Bobby Alomar up against a grade 30 pitcher. West is all warmed up to the set. He delivers to Alomar. 65 is a 35. A grade 30, there's no change to it there. So 35 is going to be a W. Base on balls. It backfires to bring him in, and he walks the bases loaded. David West comes in, gets squeezed by the umpire. And now we got the bases loaded, and up steps Tony Fernandez. Oh, what they're going to do. They are going to bring the infield in with the bases loaded. Oh, Philadelphia, they're in some trouble here. So Tony Fernandez up, bases loaded, 1 out. West delivers to Fernandez. 33 is a 0. 51 is a 2. That ball's deep. That's right. That's over the right fielder's head in the corner. Molitor going to score. Carter going to score. Alomar going to score. Fernandez going all the way to third base with a triple. He clears the bases. And Toronto in the top of the 9th get a 3-0 lead, and this crowd just goes silent. Wow, over 60,000 people in the ballpark. And it got definitely quiet in a hurry here, Veteran Stadium. Up steps Ed Sprague. Infield, still in. West, pitching to Sprague. 35 is a 39 with a man on third base. That is a catcher number. 12 will be fielding 1. Runner picked off third if neither team leads by more than 3 runs after the 4th inning. So we picked him off third base. Catcher to third. Daulton. He's picked a couple guys off base in the series here now. So runner picked off third. Assist. Daulton. Put out. Hollins. 2 away. Nobody on base. Sprague still up. West. Pitching to Sprague. 53s and 18. Ground ball to the shortstop Stocker. Snake Eyes. Puts him in fielding 1. 18. Fielding 1. With 2 outs and the base is empty. Nice play by the shortstop. Stocker throws him out at first base. And we're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. Toronto trying to win a game and get back in the series here. So bottom of the 9th. Toronto leading this one 3-0. Bringing in a new pitcher. They're bringing in Ward to pitch. He pitched a 1 inning on Saturday night. He pitched a clean inning. And then the last game he pitched a 13 batters, 2 innings pitched to give up 3 runs and 5 hits. But then he had the day off in between, so he's ready to go. 1 inning today. And we had a double switch here. And Ward, he'll be batting in the 7th spot and batting in the 9th spot. Playing third base will be Alfredo Griffin. So Ed Sprague's out of the game with Ward batting in his spot, just in case anything goes haywire here. So Ward in the game. Bottom of the 9th, and we got 62,689. That's the announced attendance here at Veterans Stadium. With their team up 2-0, but losing this one 3-0. They're trying to exhort their team on to a victory. And they got Eisenreich, Thompson, and Stocker. That's the batters that are due up. Duane Ward comes in. He's a grade 19. He's a right-hander from Parkville, New Mexico. He's a K, X, and a Y, 19 K, X, and a Y, and he has a G. So he had 45 saves in the regular season. He's a powerful pitcher. He just had a rough outing his last time. So leading off in the bottom of the 9th for Philadelphia will be Jimmy Eisenreich. 16 is a 28. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. The K-man got him. 1 away here. Coming up to bat now will be Milt Thompson. So Thompson 1 for 5 in the series so far. He's in the batter's box. He's the left-hand hitter. Trying to get on base and prolong the game here. Duane Ward to Thompson. 56, 34. Y-man struck him out. 2 up and 2 strikeouts in a row. So Philadelphia down to their last at-bat. Up steps Kevin Stocker with 2 outs. Nobody on. Ward fires it in. Stocker, 61, 24. Swing and a miss. Struck out the side here in the bottom of the 9th. Duane Ward comes in, does what he does, strikes out the side. And Toronto's in a take. A thrilling Game 3 here in Veterans Stadium in front of a full house. 3-0. What an exciting game of Game 3 of the World Series here as this game went scoreless to the 9th inning. And then the 9th inning, Larry Anderson in the 2nd inning of relief started to wear down a little bit. And with the 1st and 2nd, they brought in the relief pitcher West. He walked a guy, and then Tony Fernandez, the star of the game, hit a ball in the right field corner, cleared the bases. So 3 Toronto Blue Jays scored, and that was all the runs scored in the game. 3 for Toronto and nothing for Philadelphia as their fans are leaving the ballpark here. They're still up 2-1. They're still pretty happy about that, but they're not too happy about the way this went today. So we'll look at the box score here, see what happened. Hentgen, actually go with we'll go with Toronto first. Hentgen, well, Toronto 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, 4 left on base. Philadelphia, no runs on 5 hits and 1 error, and they left 8 men on base. So after scoring 8 runs in the first game and 8 runs in the second game, they could not dent the scoreboard in the 3rd game here. Go down to the pitching for today. Hentgen for Toronto, 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Eichhorn come in, he pitched 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. He got the win. And Ward coming in the 9th inning, he struck out all 3 batters he faced in the 9th inning for the save. Jackson pitched really good for Philadelphia. 7 innings, 3 runs, no earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Then Henderson come in. He ended up with 1 1/3 innings, 1 hit, 2 earned runs, and a walk. And West come in. He actually is the guy that gave up the walk in the triple. So he pitched 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 walk. As far as big hitters in the game, there really wasn't many of them. Lenny Dykstra had a double. Kruk had a double, both for Philadelphia. And then Fernandez hit the bases loaded triple. That was the only extra base hit that Toronto had out of their 5 hits. And all the hits were scattered. Nobody had more than 1 hit. On the other side, Johnny Kruk had 2 hits. And Cavilla, Daulton, and Dykstra had the hits. I will say that all 3 of these games so far in the World Series have been really close. They've been totally different. The last game won 11 innings, and that was a wild ending there, with Alomar trying to score from second base, trying to score from first base on a single, and that's the way that game ended. And the first game was 8-5. Now this game here, not many runs scored, but it was still very, very strategic, very challenging. So I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, well, actually, let's talk about what's going on next. Next game, I got the pitchers up here. Stottlemyre's going to be pitching for Toronto in Game 4. And Tommy Green, he'll be pitching for the Philadelphia Phillies in Game 4. So we're looking forward to Game 4 here pretty soon. So that is it here from Bay City, Michigan. That's where these games are played, Bay City, Michigan here. That's where Tiger Bob lives. And everybody leaving Philadelphia. And as always, keep playing Apba sports games. They make the most realistic and most fun games out there, you guys. You guys have a great day. Goodbye.